Okay, namaskar everybody. Good morning and welcome to Divine Meditation Session. I'm so happy we have today Narinder Kapoor ji, who also does Divine Medicine Session. He's doing from last 1 year. And then we have Dr. Jatin Kapadia today. And I just want to tell everyone, जो नए आए हैं, Dr. Jatin Kapadia is a Veda scholar, and he's also connected with the Chinmay mission, and he's preaching everywhere, just like Narendra ji. He's preaching in college, universities, and privately, and on Zoom and everywhere. And he chose very good topic today: practice to transform our life. We all need to transform our life. So I want Narinder ji, you say something about Jatan ji, then we start the program. Please unmute yourself.
Unmute, please.
Oh, sorry. Thank you very much for arranging this session. And a lot of good people are on this platform. And I know Jatinji very closely. We had a couple of joint venture program on TV. He is fully qualified, very dedicated, and spiritually oriented individual. And his wisdom is par excellence. So let us hear from our great, dearest, closest friend, Dr. Kapadia. All yours.
Dr. Kapadia, welcome, please.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
That she will do.
Okay. Not the individual. Okay. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So Lord Krishna taught Arjuna from second chapter onwards in Bhagavad Gita, and he came up to the 13th chapter. So he talked everything about Atman. He talked everything about Ishvara, everything about God. And 13th chapter onwards, he is going to prove to Arjuna, to us, to all of us, that there is no difference between the divinity in us and divinity of the Lord. It is exactly same divinity. We are Satchitananda. Bhagavan is Satchitananda. Essence of all of us is the same. So in 13th chapter, Arjuna wants to know, Bhagavan, what are you talking about? How can I, a little person, be equal to Bhagavan or equal to Lord, equal to Brahman? How do I get there? I certainly don't feel it. So show me the way. How can I get there? And Lord Krishna explains in 5 shlokas, 13th chapter, shloka 8 to 12, that these are the prerequisites. These are the necessary items that you have to change yourself before you know the depth of Atman, or before you can have the appreciation of Atman. So what are those things? These are the prerequisites. We have to try ourselves right now before we even learn the depth of spirituality. Why do we have to do that? Why bother? I'm happy now. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to learn. I don't want to study. I don't want to listen to people. And I don't want to be, listen, I'm happy myself right now. And Bhagavan says that, okay, you still listen, because the things which you are going to listen is going to change your life. So why and what do we need before we are a good Vedantic student? And those 5 shlokas say nothing but words, one word and another word and another word and another word. So he talked about 20 different words, 20 different items. And he says that follow that. All right, what are those? First is amanitvam. What is manitvam? Amanitvam is opposite of manitvam. So we all have manitvam in us. And in America, unfortunately, even a 5-year-old child will tell daddy, Dad, you don't understand. You don't go to school. I know it. I go to school. See, we all have self-esteem that I can handle this problem. I can handle that problem. I'm confident about what I do. But superiority is more than that. It's more than self-esteem. It means I'm better than you. And no matter who the person is, I am better than you. And Bhagavan says that no. It should be opposite. Amanitvam. Humility. We need humility in us. That no matter how big shot I am just as good as you are. I respect you. There was a student who went to Guru to study Advaita Vedanta. And Guru started teaching. And he finished the first topic. He started 1 or 2 sentences. And the student said, I know it. I read it in that book. And Guru continued. And he started another topic. Oh, I know it. I attended that class. I remember that. I know it. And then he talked about the third topic. Oh, I know it. I attended this seminar and we talked about it. So I know it. At the end of it, Guru said, okay, let's go for a tea. And Guru said, okay, make him a badsai chai. And for me, my specialty, you know how to make tea for me. It is absolutely different from everybody else. And it comes in a teapot. So he brought the teapot, 1 empty cup and 1 cup with a full tea for the disciple. Before he touches that cup, Guru started pouring additional tea on the top of the cup. And the disciple says, stop it. What are you doing? It's overflowing. Guru said, exactly the same thing I expect from you, that you think you know everything. In Gujarati, we say that everybody is MBA. MBA is the well-studied, highly educated human being. But in meaning in Gujarati is MBA, Mane Baddu Avade. I know everything. Every one of us will, I know everything. And every one of us have an opinion about everything happening in the universe. We know everything about everything. Well, let's listen to the people. Let's have some humility. That is what Bhagavan said 5,000 years ago. Because at that time, the problems were the same. So you cannot taste the tea of Guru unless we calm down and go there with an empty head, because we always walk around with a full head. Here it happens all the time. People come and show their house. See, I bought this from that country. I bought this from that country. Once I went to New Jersey to somebody's house, and it took him 1 hour to show me his house. 1 hour. That this particular item, you know what it is? It is this. And he kept on describing that. That is superiority. That is manitvam. I am better than you. I have this stuff and you don't. One day I went to my neighbor's house and there were about 40, 50, 60 people. It was a full place. And I knew some of them. I didn't know some of them. And I was walking around and I entered another group of 5, 6 people. And I heard the talk for 2 minutes. And they talk about, you know what? I go to the auction at Christie and see, I bought this picture, 160,000. It is the best in the world. And the talk went on and on and on. I slowly took 4 or 5 steps back, walked away from there. Everybody is rich. Everybody is smart. Everybody brags about everything. Calm down. Have some humility. Listen to the other people. They have something to say. Respect them. The second word he used is adambitvam. Dambha is a Hindi word. We use that in Hindi. So Dambha means what? We all have ego, right? When we are proud of what we have done, that is a second level. And the third level is 100 times the ego. That is Dambha. Dambha is a pure arrogance. So Bhagavan says, adambitvam. That means that be modest. It is necessary. Be modest. Just listen to the people. Be modest. One student, and when swamis and learned people and yogis, वो सब हमारे घर आते हैं, तो there are 50 people, 100 people, they get together. So एक दिन वो student was talking to one of the swamis. Oh, I just had a kidney transplant. तो वो दोनों बात करते थे. So the person who had a transplant, he explained, I have to control food. I have to take this medicines. I have to take these 2 medicines for the rest of my life. I have to have a different behavior exercise built in my behavior, so my physical body is very good. And the Guru say, I haven't heard of those things. You already have an organ transplant. Why do you have to go through all this? So he explained that if I don't do that, the new organ will not start working. It will not flow through my body. And if it is not accepted with my body, in my body, then it will be rejected and my body will not accept that organ. And then I will be what I was before and I will die eventually. So it clicked to the Jnani that, yeah, exactly, you're right. You're absolutely right. The same thing happens in our studies too, that once you have a Jnana or a partial Jnana, you must continue Karma Yoga. You must continue helping the other people. You must continue your puja, your says, your meditation, your studies, your everything you must continue. Why do you have to continue? Because if you don't continue, then you're going to forget the whole thing. It slowly will drop out of your system. So same thing, exactly same thing, that we have to continue our Shravanam, Mananam, Bhakti, Nishkam Karma, सब हमें continue करना है. अगर हम continue नहीं करेंगे for the rest of the life, जब तक जिंदा है तब तक हमें वो practice साधना continue करना है. अगर हम नहीं करेंगे तो halfway through we will keep dropping each thing. This must be, our mind is such, it needs reminders that we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do this. And we have to be under control. That arrogance has to be a little less. So one day I went to somebody right here in Nassau County, and the person introduced me to another person, his neighbor. And the first thing he said is that, yes, I live on the same block. The biggest house on this block is my house. I didn't ask him, but he just wanted to say that my house is the biggest house on this block. We have to remember all the time. There are people richer than us. There are people smarter than us. There are people who are more intelligent and more talented than us. And we cannot be behaving as we are the best in the world. Arrogance has to come down. The best example, Amitabh Bachchan said himself, that he was traveling in first class, and there were two seats next to each other, one near the window and one in the aisle. So he was sitting in the aisle, and everybody comes and says, hello, Mr. Bachchan, how are you? Can I get you something? Can you sign this for me? How are the things? Is everything okay? And everybody comes to Amitabh Bachchan. They come and go, come and go, come and go, and say hello to him. I am this, I am that. I can help you. We can work together. This is my card. You can call me anytime you want, etc., etc. Amitabh feels very good. Fine. All right. Good. It was a short journey. 1 hour is finished. They have to get off at Delhi. So he's wondering, the guy next to me, he just keeps reading. He rests, he writes something, he does something, but he's not saying hello to me. And I'm a big shot. What are you talking about? So before they got off the plane, Amitabh Bachchan told that guy, my name is Amitabh Bachchan. I'm the most popular actor in America, in India. And that guy said, my name is Ratan Tata. And Amitabh got a shock, because Ratan Tata is 1,000 times richer than Amitabh Bachchan. He's more popular than Amitabh Bachchan. He is a spiritual person. He's known as the best human being on earth. And he takes care of all his employees. He had the qualities Amitabh Bachchan does not have. And Amitabh Bachchan thought that I'm the best. He got the shock of his life. And he understood there are people in the country better than me. So control the arrogance. And he himself said that I got the shock that, listen, how bad I am. I did not recognize Ratan Tata, how arrogant I am. And that is what Amitabh feels himself. The third thing Bhagavan talked about is ahimsa. What did he say? That we should not injure anybody. हम कैसे इंजर करते हैं? Physically, mentally, and verbally. We injure the people left and right without even knowing. Well, the Indians are good. We don't physically punch somebody every now and then. We don't do that. We are not violent, but we have a problem. We have a bad tongue. So verbally we assault the people. गधा है, नालायक है, ये करता है, वो करता है, समझता नहीं, कुछ अंधा है. I mean, we keep repeating to other people. So we remember, when we insult people, they remember forever. They don't forget. The same thing, the bahu, the daughter-in-law comes in the house, and some elder people in the house will say, इतना ही अपने पिता को दिया, ये कुछ समझती नहीं, ये अपने डैडी मम्मी को सिखाया नहीं, कुकिंग आता नहीं. Remember, she will not forget that. And when we grow up, who is going to take care of us? Who is going to come to see us in the nursing home? The same son and the same daughter-in-law. We, the elderly people, must remember, two people are always together, no matter what we say. We love our son, we love our daughter, we love our children. But which two people are always together? Son and his wife, daughter and her husband. We are the parents. We are disappearing. We are leaving this world. They too are going to be together forever. And he has to live with her. So we have to remember that we must not insult, hurt, mentally torture the people who are weaker than us, people who are younger than us. Verbal assault, not good. Mental torture, not good. We must control ourselves. It's very painful. The fourth word he said is shantihi, not shanti, shantihi. That is forgiveness. We do forgive. Who do we forgive? Our own son, our own daughter. No matter how bad the do, and you see in America every single day, is that the son must have committed murder, but the one who supports him the most is his mother, is his father. They always support their own child. Even if a child makes a big mistake, doesn't matter. The parents always forgive the children. Why can't we forgive the rest of the people? Forgiveness is a big virtue. We must learn that. If we don't forgive, we remember. If we remember, that's who is tortured. The one who insulted you, the one who hurt you, the one who misspoke in front of you, he doesn't remember. He's fine. He walks away. He lives his life happily. And in our mind, it goes on and on and on and on. He insulted me. He insulted me. He insulted me. Who is unhappy? Who is being tortured? Us. If we don't forgive, we will continue to be tortured by ourselves, our own mind, our own intellect. So there are those Swami hai, un logon ne ye kiya. One of them, when somebody insults him, it aisa karta hai. As if he is cleaning the dirt from his shirt. What does that mean? That insult doesn't touch me. It's okay. Let it go. I forgive him. I'm free. My mind is clear. Another jnani, when somebody says something really not acceptable, he looks at the earth. He looks at the ground. कि ये ground कैसा है, earth कैसा है. How much torture the earth has suffered. Heat, ice, digging, jumping, making it dirty, sewer, making the holes, the wells, the ground, earth suffers 24/7. And still the earth forgives everybody. And how much does the earth gives? Everything, our lives, the fruits and vegetables and trees. And we, because of the trees, we get the oxygen and the people survive and we get the food from them. And some people eat meat and they get the animals to have their own belly full. And there is a water and ocean and fish, and earth gives us non-stop. He forgives everybody. We must forgive the people who hurt us. Our life becomes hell if we do not forgive the people who hurt us. The next thing he said is Arjavam. Arjavam means simplicity, straightforwardness, uprightness. Don't make life complicated. It's not necessary. Our life should be very simple, very straightforward. Our mind should be like a child, a clean, simple, forget the whole thing, enjoy, play, run around, be happy. And our behavior should be good with everybody else. What do? We keep clean from outside instead of keeping the mind clean. And our mind is very complicated, confused, and in trouble at all times. We are suffering from within, and when we go out, we have a brand new clothes. We smile in front of everybody, and we say hi, hello, and behave as if I have no problems in my life. And we might be suffering every single day of our life. We have to change that, reverse that. Our mind should be like that of a child, and our behavior should be playful at all time, straightforward. जो कुछ कहना है कह दो, लेकिन insult मत करना. Just be straightforward. Just say simple things in simple words to everybody. If we don't have money, we don't have to buy big house. If we don't have money, we don't have to buy that diamond jewelry. If we don't have money, if our job is such that we can only earn so much, we can buy American car, GM or Chevrolet or whatever that you want to buy, the less expensive car. We don't have to go and lease Jaguar. It's not necessary. A simple life is perfect. Once again, I'm quoting the same person, Ratan Tata. He says that we should not be shy. We should not be shy of these things. What are those? Simple clothes, but clean clothes. Wear clean clothes, but simple clothes. A small house. We don't have to have a house with 10 rooms. Not necessary. If we can afford only a studio, live in a studio. We shouldn't be shy of poor friends. Poor friends can help us more than the rich friends. So we shouldn't be shy of the poor friends. And the fourth, we should never be shy of our elderly parents. We are here because of them. So we shouldn't disrespect, or we shouldn't be shy of, oh, my mom doesn't look good, or my mom wears this clothes, or my mom doesn't smell good, or my mom doesn't eat this food. My dad is always like that. My dad is always, he does this, he talks when he's not supposed to, he doesn't talk when he's supposed to. That's how my dad is. No, my dad is my dad, and my mom is my mom. We shouldn't be shy of those four things. So we have to be honest with ourselves, but be simple, straightforward, easy. The next thing he talked about is Acharya Upasanam. What does that mean? Service to, pray to, worship to your own teacher. When we were in first, second, third, fourth grade studying in India, up to high school, we used to respect the teachers as gods. Something happened when we went to the college, and we really became spoiled brats. We talk bad about the teacher, and then we don't like the subject, and then we drop that subject. And who is the loser? We are the loser. Why? Because we don't respect the one who is teaching us. We were a few days ago having the final convocation of our Bal Vihar, last weekend actually, only 6 days ago. And we were 150 people in the room. And I had a visiting Acharya with me. And he said that there is something lacking here. I said, what is that? That nobody is touching the feet of Acharya or Brahmacharini. He said, you didn't teach them right. I said, well, I remember. I mean, when we were together, we used to touch the feet of our guru almost every single day. That is out of respect. Two things happen when you respect your teacher. Two things happen. One, our ego goes down. We always think, I am a big shot. And we want to behave like a big shot. So now we are westernized. We shake the hands, but we don't touch the feet. Touching the feet takes care of our ego. Respect for the guru makes us study what guru teaches. It gets into our mind. So, I mean, the people who have moved from India to the Caribbeans, they kept the culture of 150 years ago, what the culture was in India. Because they still remember that life. That 4 generations ago, how they used to live in India, that their parents teach their children, those children taught their children, and so on. And 4 generations have passed in 150 years. But people still remember how people used to behave in India 150 years ago. And they continued that tradition. We are westernized. So we don't follow that tradition. We stayed with one of the Swamis, his name is Tejomayananda, for 3 weeks in Krishnalaya in California. And we also stayed with 45 days with Swami Swarupananda in Siddhabari in Himachal Pradesh in India. Every single day at night for 1 hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the Swami wants, everybody gets together and he sits there on the chair. And we communicate. Anybody can ask whatever you want to ask. The best thing is not to ask about our own son or daughter or our family problems. He's not married. He doesn't have son. He doesn't have daughter. He doesn't have family. He doesn't know that. What he knows is Advaita Vedanta. So we should be asking that. But no matter what we ask, he will answer. Just be close to Guru. Why? No matter what Guru says, we have to learn something from it. We used to go for a walk with Guru. Why? Because even while we are walking, somebody will say something and he will answer. And that answer has something to learn for us. So just be in a company of a Guru. That's enough. And whatever we ask shouldn't be a personal question. Guruji, do you think that the stock market will go up now? No, he doesn't know that. Don't ask him. Ask him what he knows. And we learn something from him. So be with the Guru, respect the Guru, pray to the Guru, and just be respectful at all times. Some teachers are good. Some teachers are not very good, but they know, they just don't communicate very well. The next thing Lord Krishna talked about is Shaucham. Shaucham means cleanliness.
Recording in progress.
Cleanliness is inside and outside. So it is mind, body, and speech. The mind needs to be clean because then you can have pavitra thoughts, the holy thoughts, and we think the right things. The mind must be clean. The body must be clean, shower, clean, shave, सब कुछ. And इससे फायदा क्या होता है कि हम जब clean होते हैं ना, so it uplifts us, it brings us up, we feel good. And the third thing, the speech must be clean. हमको बहुत बुरी आदत है. What is it? Even in America, I went to Oddlot, one of the simple store. Everybody gets paid minimum wage. किसी को ज़्यादा पैसे नहीं देते. The boss is also Indian. The people who are working there are also Indians. But the owner is American. But the habits are Indian. And the mouth is filthy. That boss curses with the common curses in India, ma or ben, gali. And he does that non-stop to all the employees. Who is going to respect him? This is ashaucha. This is dirty mouth. This is a language which is speech, which is dirty. किसी को पसंद नहीं. Don't use those words. You don't make your point by cursing. But people have a habit. They keep cursing for no reason. They do it on television. They do it when the biggest politician is talking. They do it, the biggest actor is acting either in real life or in a show or in a movie. Filthy, bad. Why? Not necessary. There are people who give us the comedy show without using a single curse. And they are very funny. And there are people who gives the comedy show nothing but every alternate word is full of those kali. Not necessary. A bad mouth, a bad speech. Don't use it. It doesn't make you a better human being. The next topic, sthairiam. What is sthairiam? Steadiness, steady. Steadiness of the body and steadiness of the mind. तो वो बॉडी कैसी होनी चाहिए? Some people को habit है, rajas. वो continuously they move their hands, continuously they touch their face, continuously they move their leg. It's not necessary. Be steady. Just don't move. It's not necessary to move. When you are expressing something, it's okay. But unnecessary movement of the body is not necessary. It disturbs you. And the same way the mind must be steady. And see, kai log aise hota hai na, they go for talks with no matter who is talking. They will attend 20 different talks, people coming from India, and they have talks in some auditorium somewhere in Queens or in Long Island. वो लोग सुनने को जाते हैं. Then another guy comes, they go to listen to him. Then another guy comes, they go to listen to him. All different things. And then they compare. ये बहुत अच्छा है, वो अच्छा नहीं था, उसको बोलना नहीं आता, उसको बोलना आता है. There is no need for that. In the beginning, we can do that. But then we find the right organization and right jnani and learned people and follow that. The same thing is Bhagavan. हम हर रोज भगवान बदलते हैं. One day Krishna, one day Shiva, one day, another one, another one, another one. Well, we can do that in the beginning. But we have to be comfortable with one God, whoever that God is, and stick to that God. Why? We not only need to remember the physical form of the God, let's say Shiva or Krishna or Ram or Hanuman or Devi or whoever you want to pick, is perfectly fine. Physical body of a God to be remembered. And the meaning of कि ये चंद्र यहाँ कैसे है, well, how come the nadi is coming out from the head of Shiva, or why is Krishna holding the chakra? Why is everybody holding a lotus? We have to remember the physical structure, the form of God. Two, more important, we have to know the qualities of God. And the qualities of God is equal to the qualities of Brahman. We must remember that. Why? When we meditate, we have to meditate not only on the physical body of the form of the God, but also the qualities of the God. Then only we have transformation in us. That we have to adopt those qualities of the God in us. We want to change, we want to transform. If the God helps everybody, we should help everybody. If the God is clean, we should be clean. If the God is teaching us to serve the world, we should be serving the world, etc. So we have to change, transform our body, our behavior, looking at the God. Stairyam. So we should have only one Ishtadevata. The God who is favorite to us is called Ishtadevata. Okay, the next one. He talked about Atma Vinigraha, self-control. If we studied either Bhagavad Gita or Katha Upanishad, it describes a ratha, a chariot. And the chariot have horses. Somebody is a charioteer. Somebody is holding the reins. And somebody is sitting in the chariot. So the description is chariot is the body. Horses are the senses. Reins is the mind. Charioteer is the intellect. And the passenger is the Atman. For a passenger to reach a destination, charioteer has to guide the chariot properly and control the horses with the reins which he is holding. So the horses will go right or left or whichever way you want to go. Otherwise, if a charioteer, which is intellect, does not control the mind and the senses, the horses will run away wherever they want to run. That's not the way the life should be. The life should be with a self-control. We don't have to get carried away, but we have to have some kind of mindset that I want this in my life. A simplest thing is, I want to die pure. Not a difficult thing. I want to die pure. आज से लास्ट दिन तक हमें वही प्रैक्टिस करना है. I want to die pure. Purify yourself, outside, inside, mind, intellect, behavior, adopt the good qualities, but be pure. That's enough. Atma Vinigraha, self-control. The next one, Indriyarsteshu Vairagyam. We have to have vairagya, detachment. जो लोग और सब लेक्चर सुनते हैं, उपनिषद सुनते हैं, भगवत गीता सुनते हैं, वो हमेशा ये वर्ड they keep repeating, we keep repeating. What is that? Vairagya. What is vairagya? Detachment. What is that? Dispassion. What does that mean? We are unnecessarily too much attached to sansar. It doesn't make our life better. Attachment gives sorrow. We will be suffering. If you are too much attached to your own son or daughter, remember they are going to leave your house one day. If you are too attached to wealth, remember the stock market is going to fall. If you are too attached to your house, remember the price will go down. Where are you going to go even if the price goes up? You're not going to sell it. And if you sell it, you will have to live somewhere. Don't be too attached to the objects. How did we come to this world naked? How are we going to leave this world naked? All this wealth which we worry every single day of our life. And people worry about the money until a day before they die. A father told the son that, my son, I gave 10,000 rupees to our neighbor. After I die, collect the money from him. This is a day before he dies. What good it is? He's dead. And what can he carry with him? Nothing. Why are we wasting our mind? We have to carry the values and punya where we are going. Instead, we are carrying the fantasy. Why? So too much attachment, not good. Detach, detach, detach. Attachment brings sorrow. Remember, the same wife, the same husband, the same son, the same daughter, the same house, the same car, if we are too attached, is ultimately going to hurt us, bring sorrow to us. Less attachment, less sorrow, more happiness. Anahankara, absence of ego. Arey Baba, we need ego. Ego chahiye. Why do we need ego? Because we want to go up. We want to be successful in life. Why is Bhagavan saying that give up your ego? Well, Hinduism has Brahmacharya ashram, Grahasthashram, Vanprasthashram, and Sannyasashram, 25 years each. In the Grahasthashram, ego chahiye. Why? We want to be successful. We want to be wealthy. We want to collect the wealth for the retirement. And we want to support the family after us and the family before us. So, paise chahiye, ego chahiye, but only when we are in Grahasthashram. Once we finish 50 or 60, we don't need ego. Just bring it down. Greater the ego, further away we are from Bhagavan. Lesser the ego, closer we are to our Atman. So we have to control, bring down the ego. And that's what Bhagavan keeps talking about it in the whole of Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes we keep suffering because we don't know that there is a better life outside. So somebody, and Lord Krishna says that you have to understand that there is a better happiness there, which you haven't experienced yet. But if you will follow and understand Atman, the life will be sorrowless, peaceful, contentment is present, bliss is tremendous. You don't need anything else in your life. And even if we are successful halfway through, we still are successful, we still are happier, we still are better off. And the next life, we will carry that knowledge and we will be realized, we will get the moksha in the next life. I will mention a few of the things in quickly. Non-attachment, which is excessive to wife, children, home, and possessions, we should reduce. Our mental equipoise, we should be steady. We should have ananya bhakti, love for the Lord, and we should be learning what the scriptures have to teach us. That will give us the ultimate happiness, bliss, change our life. This is the story he told to Arjuna in 5 slokas in 13th chapter. And if you have questions, please ask.
Thank you, Dr. Jatin Kapadia. Today, our topic was practice to transform our life. And you spoke so good. And, these things we always know, but, when we hear it is like our battery charge, we learn, we should be doing this session more and more. I really like when you said, like, Bhagavad Gita also says we should not injure anyone mentally, verbally, and then we should always purify ourselves, That's a very big thing, to purify ourselves. Like we purify our body when we fast, and but with our thoughts also we should purify ourselves. And then we should always control ourselves. People don't forgive you, but we should always try to do that. Who hurt us, I am like this. People hurt me, I don't care, I move on. I love them more who hurt me. And also we should also not make our life very complicated. That is a very good thing. And thank you. And we have Narinder Kapoorji also with us. I'm so happy with 2 gurus we are having this session. And I want to wish everyone, all the fathers, a very happy Father's Day. And our next session will be Saturday, July 2nd by Narinder Kapoorji. Narinderji, you say something, please. Or anybody want to ask question?
It was a phenomenal session, and it brought a lot of awareness. And let us challenge ourselves and commit ourselves to change under the guidance of the divine wisdom of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And my dear friend Kapadia ji, your expression and delivery of the divine knowledge was par excellence. And God bless
Thank you very
God
much.
bless you. God bless you.
Thank you, Narinderji.
Thank you to Jyoti ji, thank you to Narendra ji, thank you to all the people who have attended. I'm glad that you arranged for it, and we all learned something. I learned something from you, and you learned something from me. That is what satsang is all about.
Yeah, Jatinji, Mr. Gupta is unmuted. So you want to ask something? Anybody has any question? Please unmute yourself.
Govindji, go ahead.
Just unmuted myself anyway, but only question that comes to my mind is, you say we are Atman, right? We are, all the time you express that, right? So, like I guess they say it in Aham Brahmasmi, but sometimes it's hard to believe that we can be equal to the creator, the universe, or somebody, like somebody who could just, like all powerful, almighty, whatever, omniscient, all the qualities which we ascribe to, to Brahman. That's just my feeling.
I agree with you. And actually in Vedanta, they explain this in many, many chapters, why we are equal to God. The size, we are not equal. The actions, we are not equal. He's very powerful. The look, we are not equal. We have a body, he doesn't. But we have a behavior, we have the essence of us, our bottom line. I'll give you just one example. On the day of Diwali, all the women like to go and buy gold. Is she buying gold? No, she's buying jewelry. She buys necklace and she said, oh, I bought gold today. Why did she say that I bought gold today? Why she didn't say I bought necklace today? That necklace is nothing but the gold. But the necklace is this little and the gold is that much. Almost exactly the same way, we are this little. And Bhagwan is omnipresent everywhere in the world, everywhere in the universe. But the essence is Satchitananda. We are existent and we are consciousness. That is for sure. How much bliss we want to have depends upon how much vairagya we have. But our nature is bliss. So we are the same as him. But this is what Hanuman says, that when I think I am an ounce of you, Bhagwan Ram. I'm not you, but I'm an ounce of you. But if I think spiritually and compare the essence, I am you, Bhagwan Ram. There is no difference between me and you. So essence is the same, but we are little ounce of the same big Bhagwan.
Thank you, Jatinji.
Thank you. Anybody else has question? Vinodji, Vinod Daji, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you very much. It was a very good session. The only question I can have, probably I know the answer, but I would like to ask you, in this world, we get attacked every day by the people who have a lot of ego. We also have ego. I cannot say that we don't, but some people have ego so big, they intentionally or unintentionally, they are hurting our feeling, and how do we handle that?
Well, we have a way to handle. One, don't be angry. Two, somebody close to you make you angry. Spouse, son, daughter. You can't run away from them. Don't answer. Go to the bathroom. Take a deep breath. Actually, the one which is very useful, go to your bedroom, close your bedroom, and do a 1 or 2 minutes of pranayama, and your mind will cool down. Answer tomorrow. Don't answer today. Answer tomorrow. You will be quiet. He will be quiet. She will be quiet. And you can really discuss the matter. Whatever is the problem, you can solve the problem. And you can handle your anger. And the last thing is forgive him. It doesn't matter. The one who you don't know, and he has a small mind, and he will curse you, and he's met you on the road or in a Walmart or a shopping center, or a distant friend in somebody's house who insulted you, forgive him. Even Jesus Christ said, while he was dying, I forgive you. You hurt me, but it's okay. You are ignorant. That's why you hurt me. So if you forgive him, guess what? Your mind is clean now. You're not angry. You're not worried. You move on. If you don't forgive, you will be unhappy tomorrow and the day after tomorrow and a day after that. So let it go. Forgive him. You don't have to answer every question.
I agree with you. Thank you very much.
Remember that?
Dr. Kapadia, sometimes we forget, we purify ourselves and we have nothing in our mind, right? We say whatever happened and then we are quiet. But the other person, so many things going in their mind, which we can't control, and that sometimes hurt you. Yeah.
Wonderful. When other person keeps in his mind, he's suffering. You are not. You suffer only if you keep in your mind. But if you let go, if you forgive him, and if you ignore him, you will not suffer. And that's important.
But other person is suffering. That how we can do that to control?
No, you can't help other person. That other person has to help himself. If that other person is your family member, you want to help that person. That I agree. But if the other person is not close to you, it is his problem. The whole world has problem. You can't solve everybody's problem. But if you are at peace, good enough.
Oh, that's very good answer. That's
Uh,
very good.
I have one question. Like sometimes children misbehave, right? Or you don't like their behavior. Whatever they are doing, you dislike. You want them to change their behavior, and you tell them, this is wrong. Why are you doing that? And they get angry. Whatever you say. So I mean, what should be what's the right course there, right? But should we? You are supposed to tell them that this is wrong. That you are supposed to change your behavior, but at the same time, you don't want them to get angry and stuff like that. So
9 out of 10 times, we have to make judgment. Is it life-altering mistake, or it is not life-altering mistake? I can keep on giving you examples. Suppose your son makes $100,000 and he spends 110. Then he's going to suffer. One day he's going to go bankrupt and he will have the bills and bills and bills on 10 different credit cards. You can just mention, listen, you're going to bankrupt yourself if you don't control, and walk away. Forget it. Let him go bankrupt. Perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. He will learn the lesson that I must behave next time. If not, this is a continuous lifetime problem. 2, if your son is into drugs, beat him up. Take him to the people who will treat his habit. Take him to a psychiatrist. Take him to a doctor. Force him. Try your level best to get off the drugs. That's going to kill him. So then you have to be forcefully involved. If he drinks too much, you and him, both of you go to AAA, Alcohol Anonymous, and make sure that he's off alcohol. But he beats up a kid. Hey, you don't listen? Okay, don't say anything. He eats junk food. Don't say anything. He has entertainment. Don't say anything. He has friends. He hangs out every Saturday night. Don't say anything. We have to make judgment, and we have to find our own war that we are going to fight with our own children. But 9 out of 10 times the rule is this: don't advise. It will never work. It will only ruin your relationship. Because what nags us is little thing. He doesn't close his button, or he doesn't put the belt on, or he doesn't match the clothes, or little things bother us. Ignore. It's none of our business. It is his business. It is his life. He's married. He has children. He has his family. We have no business advising him. Leave him alone. Only when he's destroying himself, get involved. But little things, don't bother. Even if he loses money, what is money? Nothing. Let him go bankrupt. What's the difference? No difference. How much do we need in our life? This little. We eat 1 pound of food a day. We have shelter. We have clothes. Why do we have to worry? No, leave him alone. 9 out of 10 times, don't advise, because that advice is not going to go right. It will only increase the quarrel in the family. You raised them. You taught them. You disciplined them. You sent them to the college, and you married them. Now it is their problem.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Prafulla ji, you want to ask
Yes.
something? Yeah.
No, I agree totally with what Mr. Jatin just said, because I think it's our perception how we want our children to be. And we don't look eye to eye sometimes. And like Mr. Jatin Bhai who said, I agree totally, because it won't work otherwise. You have to just let them learn by their own mistakes. Their perception is different. Our perception is different. There is also generation gap comes in, and we have to accept that. So Yes, I agree totally. It's been really wonderful session today. I really enjoyed. So thank you so much.
Our last
Thank you.
question, Kiran Chibbarji, I see you are unmuted. Please ask. Yeah, or say
Yes,
something.
I want to say thank you to Narendra ji, thank you to Jatin ji. Very nice session, and I agree with him. That's a thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to Jyoti ji, Narendra ji, and the whole
Yes.
team who
Thank you,
organized
everyone.
this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for
Hari Om.
joining
Hari
today,
Om, Jatanji, Hari
and
Om.
happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Thank you.
Yes,
you.
happy
Thank you.
Father's
you.
Day.
Happy Father's
Yes.
Day.
Thank you and happy Father's Day to all.
Happy Father's
Enjoy
Day.
family time.
Saab, Jatanji, and all the men on the show.
Thank you.
Father's
Thank you.
Day.
Bye. Happy Father's Day to you all.
Thank
Happy
you.
Father's Day. Thank you.
Father's Day to
Thank
everybody.
you.
See you guys on July
Hari Om.
2nd. Okay.